The characters in these movies go through so much trouble to accomplish their missions, but if they just gave Terry Crews Old Spice, it would solve all their problems. Like this. Power! Hello everybody, welcome to MaffmanJones Movie Reviews. I'm your host, John Maffio, and today's featured movie is the third entry into the Expendables franchise, Expendables 3. It stars, as always, Sylvester Stallone, Dolph Lundgren, Jason Statham, but along with them we got other people like Antonio Banderas, Harrison Ford, Wesley Snipes, Arnold makes a comeback, and Mel Gibson. Please note that there are many other actors in this movie that you may recognize, but I would sit here for 5 minutes if I had to name all of them. If I had to describe the plot of this film, basically the Expendables, they've been going on missions, blowing shit up, and then suddenly Mel Gibson comes into the picture, and he was supposed to be dead because Sly killed him years ago when they were buddies. Wrong, Mel Gibson's actually still alive, and Mel Gibson does some personal shit to hurt the Expendables' feelings. Aw, because the big burly men have feelings. So now Sylvester Stallone has to conjure up his team, his old buddies, and some new young fresh blood together to go stop Mel Gibson from doing whatever he wants to do. I don't even know what he had to do. There was a plot in this movie. To sum it all up in one sentence that Mel Gibson states in the movie itself, it gets very confusing. Now, back in 2010 when the original Expendables film came out, I never expected it to become a franchise like this. It was really exciting at first because all of these big actors from the 80s, 70s, and 90s coming together to kick ass. And the first movie was underwhelming. Then a sequel came out, and they had more actors, all these bigger, crazy people that you remembered from back in the day. Still underwhelming. Now we have a third movie with other actors that you might recognize and love from back in the day. Still underwhelming. Although it has its moments, and it is fun in a stupid way, it's actually kind of enjoyable, it's still very underwhelming and overall very unsatisfying as a movie that involves all these really big action stars that you remember from your childhoods. Or if you don't, then you're just seeing a movie with big giant dudes who have guns. The action sequences are ginormous, the acting is very unsurprisingly bad, and the story is non-existent. In the very least, I can say these movies have been consistent because these characters are going from one place to the next, killing a bunch of no-names, making shit blow up, but you never know why. There's never any setup or exposition for why. Really, and even when they do talk and they are setting up their missions with these characters like Bruce Willis in the last two and this one it's Harrison Ford, you don't understand what the fuck they're talking about. There's even a point where if you took a potty break and you came back to the theater at this one specific moment, you would think you're watching Godzilla for like 10 seconds. I'll give credit where credit is due. I can actually understand all the actors this time. Sylvester Stallone, in the last movie, I couldn't understand half the shit he was saying. In this movie, I understood every line. So that's a plus. The actors who were new to this film, including Wesley Snipes, Mel Gibson, and Antonio Banderas, all seem to be having a lot of fun on the set being a part of this movie. And that, in turn, relays towards your audience because I was having a lot of fun watching them have fun. Antonio Banderas is batshit crazy. Mel Gibson is batshit crazy, and he's basically making fun of the movie. He's a big bully towards the movie. He's making fun of the movie the entire time with his dialogue, and if you he's having a lot of fun. And then Wesley Snipes, I mean, I loved Wesley Snipes back in the day. He was one of my childhood heroes. He was having a lot of fun too. The only thing I didn't buy from his character is that he was a doctor. He was a medic. No. And then you have Harrison Ford piloting a helicopter, doing flips in the helicopter, and, you know, saying one-liners. But it makes you think you'd rather just see him in the Millennium Falcon with Chewie. Oh wait, we will see that in a couple years. There is no screenplay in this movie. It's all exposition to set up action sequences and also really cheesy and stupid puns that are made for this movie and also you've heard before and they're familiar with you because you've heard some of them before. Jason Statham's character's last name in these movies is Christmas. And you can only imagine there's like 20 Christmas jokes in this movie. Then you have Arnold Schwarzenegger, who is in a chopper. What do you think he's gonna say? Get to the strip club? Well, I'm sure he did it after he cheated on his wife, but that's aside from the point. But as much as I can nitpick and criticize the little dumb shit that happens in this movie, it is a lot of fun. It has its moments, and if you're with friends and you're with a big audience watching this movie, you're gonna laugh, you're gonna have moments where you're like, wow, that was so stupid, but you're talking about it with your friends and it's an experience, and you might have fun with it. It's enjoyable for what it is. And I think the movie knows what it is, for the most part, so it's not trying to trick you If you're paying for this movie, you know what you're getting into. So, having said that, Expendables 3 is a forgettable, but fun, enjoyable action movie that has some of your favorite action heroes from back in the day when you grew up, if you grew up in the 80s and 90s. And if you enjoy these type of movies, you're not going to be disappointed. It's a Sam Worthington at Applebee's. It's not terrible, but it's not a good movie in the slightest. You're going to have fun with it, though, if you know what you're getting into. But, turning the tables to you guys. Have you seen Expendables 3? Let me know what you thought about it in the comments down below. What's your favorite of the three? I think mine actually might be this one, because the first one and the second one are both really underwhelming. This one actually had moments where I was like, wow, I'm actually enjoying myself here. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this review so you'll never miss a video from me ever again. Also, check out my Facebook, my Twitter, and We Live Film accounts down there. I'm John Maffio, aka MaffmanJones, and I really should get to my gym soon because I'm feeling very inadequate after watching this movie. I'm a weakling. See you guys next time.